is BP. They literally have all these degreed engineers out there, and BP calls them up from England to Houston and says, you're spending $25 million a day on this super deep experimental well. We've decided to not pour concrete, they call it mud, in on top of this. The executives say we'll save $25 million a day if you dump water. And all the engineers went, we have mathematical equations, just like water boils at a certain amount. Okay, or we have a certain number of chromosomes. This is fact.
Yeah.
And they, on record, go, you're fired if you don't. Order them to dump water into it. So they follow the order, dump water in for 5 days, and it blows up because water didn't have enough pressure to hold what was going to be coming out when they finally hit that giant oil and gas deposit down there at 20,000 feet under the ground or whatever it was. Super deep well. It was deeper than that. Why would the executives at BP order their engineers to do something that was going to blow up? They just said, you engineers are full of crap. We're going to make money.
They might just be arrogant engineers on Adderall and they made a big mistake?
Well, no. Yeah, that's what
Could
happened.
be.
I mean, that's what I'm saying about these nuclear...
So the engineers are at the mercy of these executives who don't have the degrees the engineers have, and they made a crucial error, and they forced the engineers to do something that was ultimately...
We don't know about the warming. We don't know what it's doing. The models they all use on warming factor out the sun.
Right.
And you can't factor out the sun in an equation. I've had other scientists that factor the sun in, and they think, despite all we're doing, that within the next 200 years we're going to a very serious deep ice age.
I think Alex's point is that in all of these things, there are legitimate things. You know, COVID has there are real things. People are getting sick. Global warming, you know, to an extent, I'm sure is happening. Of course, it's happening. But then there are also nefarious characters that want to use that to take away your freedom. There are people that don't want you owning a car. There's all these legacy systems. Whitney Webb, who's a journalist who came on my show, said a lot of people didn't want to reopen the economy until they remade the economy and got rid of all these legacy systems. And this is a doc with Eric Schmidt, who was the head of Google, and you can look it up. And they were saying, you know, they were considering these legacy systems like cash, private ownership of cars, you know, things like that, like getting rid of all of these things that are distinctly American ways of life and just saying that, like, we don't want you to own a car.
This is the most important thing that's been said here today.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what it's in my notes.
That's why I'm here.
One step at a time, though. Why would they want to get rid of private ownership of cars?
Because they want control of people, and if you allow them to drive their own cars and use cash and run their own businesses and live in their own homes.
Okay, but let's start with cars.
Vertical integration.
Let's start with cars. Don't you think that maybe the concern is they're looking at the future of autonomous vehicles, which would drastically lower the mortality rate on highways, and they're saying,
I mean, are they concerned? Are the people that run this country, Joe, concerned with the mortality rate? I mean, they're bombing other countries. They're doing this.
Okay,
they're doing that.
stop.
They want centralized control.
Hold, please. We're conflating.
Steve Wozniak, the founder of Apple, says the best AI is not as good as an ant's brain.
Hold this thought.
Yeah.
But hold this thought.
The mortality rate on highways.
Listen, you can't think
These
that
people are in the woods with hoods on.
But the people at Google that are working on autonomous vehicles, they're not the same people that are trying to control governments all outside the world.
But it's controlled by those guys.
All of those people at Google want to usher in a brave new world. They want to remake the world in the way that they want to.
All these people, some of them are just writing software to
some
make a better pixel.
Sure,
hey, Joe,
there's a lot of them that are not, Joe.
Joe, I wrote
I feel
notes.
like I'm the voice of reason.
How
is this possible?
They're the tech
you know why?
utopians.
I'm not
Joe,
high. I should be high.
They're
I'd be
utopians.
right along with you.
Yeah, you're very combative. Joe?
These are utopians. They want to create a paradise on Earth.
You too.
Just like I'm saying, the engineers, and meanwhile, a lot of them have good points. I'm not saying they're wrong about all this stuff. I'm simply telling you I've read what the globalists have to say in their own establishment communication.
Okay.
And I have it right here in my notes to talk to you about the post-human era and the system that they are setting up, where in all of their main publications they say humans are flawed, humans are bad.
But they are flawed, right?
But then these corporations are saying they're going to take us out of our bodies and make us silicon, and that's what Elon Musk talks about. Beware of those that worship AI gods.
Well, he's actually talking about Neuralink, which is something where they're going to be able to interface with your brain and increase the bandwidth in which you access information. But go ahead.
Well, that's it.
But it seems inevitable, doesn't it?
No, it's not inevitable. Already, driverless cars don't know a wreck up ahead or what to do. They have more accidents. Steve Wozniak, as I was saying earlier, the co-founder of Apple, says the best AI isn't 1,000,000%, close to how good an ant's brain is.
Stop. When they first developed cars, they said, well, how are you going to take them? There's no roads.
Sure, AI powered.
They built roads.
Here's the
but
deal.
do you understand that the AI that's powering these cars now is not
Do
as
you
good.
understand the people running the AI are predatory anti-humans that say they want to get rid of us?
Musk is not a predatory anti-human.
No, I didn't say he was.
But I understand he's working on autonomous vehicles.
He said, beware those that speak of AI gods.
Yes.
Do you think this is a good idea, though? This idea that we should be expanding our minds in this way and putting chips in
I
our.
don't think it's good or bad. I think it is the
Okay.
nature of human innovation. I think we take things,
Hey, Joe-
we improve upon them. We do that with everything.
But at what point do you
at
cross
one
the
point
line?
in
Joe, you're
time-
talking
cross the
about.
line.
Joe, can I please tell you?
No, one at a time. At one
He
point in
needs
time,
weed.
there was they had Morse code, right?
Yes.
They went from Morse code to you being able to send me a FaceTime video.
Understood.
Well, these things happen.
Hey, Joe,
This
we're
is
not
just
against
part of being
technology.
humans.
We're not against technology.
But okay,
May
I
please say
understand that
something?
you're not against technology, but what I'm saying is if you follow technological innovation, it becomes better and more invasive.
We
And
need to
as-
design it where it doesn't make us obsolete. Humans take control of their environment. We build our environment. The globalists have decided to have a post-human future where humans are
this
no
is
longer
where you-
relevant.
This is where you lose.
I
me.
can
When
show you
start
their damn
saying
quotes.
globalists.
But he's getting me because
I just gave you an article. I just gave you an
He's
article
losing you,
where they
he's
said
getting
it.
me because I think he's right.
Okay, listen. Look how calculators were great. No one knows how to do math now. Look how phones are great. No one knows their numbers anymore. All the statistics show that the science and technology is making us dumb. And that's why they wrote the big article, the co-owner of Sun Microsystems in 2000, Bill Joy wrote, Why the Future Doesn't Need Us. And he explains he went to a top billionaire tech conference and they made the decision to not let humans sit around and play video games into the future, that they were just going to slowly phase us out and kill everybody.
I don't think they're trying to kill people. I think they're trying to improve what a person is by increasing our ability to access information and by becoming a sort of a symbiotic creature aligned with technology.
And once we're aligned with the AI, it can censor everything we do. You think big tech, the minute big tech got control, they began censoring. And it's the groups behind that are very predatory, Joe.
I do agree with you there.
There's no
I do-
firewalls.
I do.
Yeah.
Here's the problem: the First Amendment currently does not apply to big tech.
Right.
I believe it should.
No,
and I
they're
believe
violating cartel laws.
I believe
they're organized.
I believe that what's happening now with whether it's Twitter or Facebook or YouTube, these platforms are so big. I think the argument can be made that they are utilities and that they should be
Yes.
regulated like
I agree,
utilities. and
Joe.